Good afternoon. We are Team 7A, part of the International Coil Project. Today we will present our analytic and recommendation for the Sururu cell economy in Maceió, Brazil. We develop integrated strategies that address economy viability, legal protection, and environmental stewardship for the Sururu harvesting communities, focus on circular economy principles and the community empowerment.
The case centers around Sururu mussels in Brazil's mangrove estuaries. Their traditional harvesting provides livelihoods but generated shell waste causing environmental and health issues. The inclusive Maceió project transformed this by creating Kobogo architectural blocks from crushed shells, implementing a social currency that keeps value within the community. Key challenges remaining are the balancing economic development with mangrove conservation and protecting traditional rights during urban revitalization.
Onto our solution for the issues presented. Our solution for the mangrove is to create and enforce better policies regarding harvesting. This includes seasonal rest periods, seasonal harvesting, and no harvest zones to allow sections of the mangrove to regrow. This includes allocating specific workers to mark off sections of the mangrove in order to repair it and allow it to grow without the stress of harvesting. Another way to do this would be to work with the community to regrow and heal the area. Part of this would be to organize replanting events supported by government funding and done by the community. So this would be similar to the no harvest zones, where we would mark off areas in the mangrove and allow workers to come in and replant in order to, again, allow this part of the mangrove to regrow without the stress of harvesting. And this would also create jobs and help restore the natural habitat because we're allowing it to regrow without disturbing it for a while. The community should also consider a recycling initiative for the shells to reduce waste and increase how much use of the shells we get. We can find ways to reuse them to benefit the community or even the land. We believe that the people of Verja del Lago should participate in decision making while considering labor laws and fair pay with their local lawmakers and legislation. In other words, they should be more involved with their local government in order to have a say in the way they work and the way they live. If they don't share their ideas, people who are making the laws will understand the hardships that they go through, and they won't be able to properly allocate funds and resources for these workers.
The first one was, in what ways do the repurposing of Sururu shells present a functioning circular economy? The answer is basically the reuse of Sururu shells shows a perfect circular economy. So waste becomes a new resource. And the Kobogo building blocks, and this creates economic value while also solving environmental problems. The second question was, how could Sururu-based products be positioned in different markets? So like local, national, international. Locally, Sururu is part of traditional food and culture, and nationally and internationally, Kobogo is marketed as a sustainable design product that also represents Brazilian cultural heritage. And the third question was, what legal protections govern mangrove ecosystems in Brazil, and how do they affect traditional harvesting rights? Answers, there are like laws like the Forest Code and the Mangrove Protection Law that regulate harvesting in these ecosystems. However, traditional communities still need like stronger recognition and better protection of their like harvesting rights. And the fourth question was, how does the inclusive Maceió project illustrate conscious capitalism? And the project is like a great example of conscious capitalism because it creates economic value through Kobogo while also improving the local community's well-being, and it connects business success with like social and environmental responsibility. The last question was, how does this case support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, hashtag 13 climate action and 17 partnerships? And the project basically supports Goal 13, climate action, by reducing waste and promoting sustainable resource use. And it supports Goal 17, partnerships for the goals, because it's built on collaboration between NGOs, the government, designers, and the local community. So like overall, this like inclusive project shows how like sustainability, economy, and community can come like together to create real change. And it's not just like receiving, it's creating value and improving lives.
As a conclusion of our group, we focus on circular and sustainable innovation, social and economic inclusion, conscious capitalism and governance, and global relevance and SDG alignment. Because we understand that Sururu case demonstrates how circular economy principles, when combined with community-centered approach, can create a sustainable development that benefits both people and the planet. Our recommendations focus on scaling the economic model while strengthening cultural heritage and legal protections. This balanced approach ensures long-term viability for the communities while protecting the precious mangrove ecosystems.
That's all for our presentation, guys. I hope you like it and see you next class. Bye!